Broken Lore Don't Watch is more than just another indie horror game. At its core, it's a psychological exploration of what it means to be an extreme introvert. So extreme, in fact, that it borders on self imposed isolation. The game takes a unique approach by using horror not just for scares, but as a metaphor for real world struggles that many people deal with in silence. It focuses on a very specific type of individual, often referred to as a shut in NEET, especially in Japan. Now, what exactly is a shut in NEET? The term NEET stands for not in education, employment, or training. A shared need takes this a step further, choosing to completely withdraw from society. These individuals isolate themselves in their rooms, often for months or even years, avoiding school, work, and any meaningful social interaction. This concept overlaps heavily with the Japanese phenomenon known as Hikikomori, where people, often young adults, become so overwhelmed by societal expectations, anxiety, or personal trauma that they shut themselves away from the world. They rely on their families for food, shelter, and support while spending their days glued to screens, watching TV, playing games, scrolling through the internet. On the surface, it might seem like they're just lazy or unmotivated, but the truth is far more complicated. Many shut in needs are trapped in a loop of fear, self doubt, and social disconnection. They aren't just avoiding responsibilities, they're avoiding a world that feels impossible to face. In Broken Lore Don't Watch, we meet Shinji, the protagonist who embodies this extreme lifestyle. Shinji is a shut in. He's cut off from his family, he doesn't go outside, and the only people he talks to are his friends online. But here's a catch his friends are also shut ins. Each of them live in their own isolated bubble, consumed by fear, routine, and the comfort of avoidance. But then something terrifying starts happening. A demon begins to stalk them, not just in the digital space, but in their homes, their minds, their reality. One by one, Shinji's friends begin to disappear. Now, the demon isn't just some monster designed for jump scares, it's a symbol, a representation of everything they've been running from: the pressure to conform, to succeed, to be normal. It's the embodiment of social anxiety, depression, and the fear of failure. Society says go to school, get a job, get married, follow the path, basically. But for these characters, that path feels like a prison. The demon is their inner voice, amplified into something horrifying and deadly. One of the most powerful pieces of symbolism in the game is the recurring theme of the eyes. Throughout the game, players are told that removing the eyes from their house will keep them safe. These eyes represent the feeling that society is always watching you, judging your every move. For people with severe social anxiety, this feels real, even though, ironically, most people are too busy worrying about themselves to notice you. That's the tragedy. These characters are haunted not by actual judgment, but by the idea of judgment. And it's that idea that becomes their undoing. Shinji's friends all try to survive by playing along with the fear, by continuing to remove the eyes, to hide, to isolate. But it doesn't work. In the end, they all fall victim to the very thing they were trying to escape. They never break the cycle. They never confront the fear. But Shinji does. Slowly, as the game progresses, he starts to change. He begins to understand that the demon isn't just stalking him, it's a part of him. And the only way to survive is to stop running. He stops removing the eyes, he stops hiding, he starts living. And by facing his inner demons, by accepting himself, flaws and all, he finally breaks free. He doesn't defeat the demon in a traditional way, he defeats it by refusing to be controlled by it. This is what makes Broken Lore Don't Watch so powerful. It isn't just a horror story, it's a story about healing, about realizing that most of our fears are internal, that the world isn't watching you as closely as you think, that being different doesn't mean being broken, and that the path to recovery starts with facing your own reflection even when it's hard. The game uses horror to hold up a mirror to real mental health struggles. It doesn't sugarcoat anything and it doesn't offer easy solutions, but it does offer hope. And for anyone who's ever felt like Shinji, alone, anxious, stuck, this game might just hit a little too close to home. So, in the end, Broken Lore Don't Watch isn't just a horror game, it's a quiet scream from behind closed doors. A reminder that monsters aren't always fanged and clawed. Sometimes they wear the face you see in the mirror every day. Sometimes they whisper thoughts that keep you from stepping outside, from reaching out, from living. Shinji's journey might be fictional, but his struggle is very real for countless people around the world. And if this game teaches us anything, it's that survival isn't about running away, it's about facing what haunts you, no matter how terrifying the truth might be. So if you're someone going through something similar, let this story be a nudge, not to change overnight, not to be someone else, but just to start looking inward and realize you're not alone and you're not being watched nearly as much as you think. Take your time, take small steps, and above all, don't be afraid to live. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, consider subscribing for more deep dives into games with hidden meaning and disturbing lore. Until next time, take care of yourselves and maybe keep the lights on